Welcome back to the stream event of these first round playoff games. Um, really excited for this one as I think we've got a couple evenly matched teams in Notre Dame and Auburn squaring off. And I've got to imagine that this game should be more exciting than the previous two. But let's get down to the field for kickoff and see how things go, shall we? So it looks like, well, I don't know who starts with the ball because both of their lines are the exact same color. So it looks like Auburn's going to start with the ball against Notre Dame. Um, and they've kind of been unheralded. Their annual great team. They're one of only two squads that have three championships in the simulation, and they're finally back. But on their opening drive, they're not able to get first down as they go three and out. And Notre Dame's going to get the ball in decent field position from their own 35. As we get two runs that kind of don't go anywhere for them, and then outside, that's going to be Ricky Sanders hitting McHugh, and that is a big gain of 44 yards deep into Auburn territory. Not quite into the red zone at the 21, and then Ricky Sanders moves to the outside. Looked like he was going to run it, and he throws it instead, and that ball goes incomplete. And then Auburn's able to get a sack on him in the following play, and that's going to take Notre Dame to 3rd and 16, but they are still in field goal territory, so they should at least get some points here as Sanders finds Stewart for 12 yards, but not quite enough for a first down, and they're going to kick a field goal from the 13. And Notre Dame's first team on the board, and Auburn's got to get a better drive this second time around. As Ricky Sanders and Notre Dame was able to get some big gains, and ouch, they miss wide open Williams there. Um, Wayne Williams, the quarterback for Auburn, just not able to hit on that pass, and he had a wide open wide receiver. And so now Notre Dame gets the ball back, um, as Auburn goes back to back three and outs, and Ricky Sanders moves to the outside and does that kind of throw on the run thing again across the middle, but he's not able to hit. And there goes Sanders again on the outside. He looked like he was going to try and use his feet to get some yardage, but he gets stopped short of the line of scrimmage. And that's going to put us at 3rd and 11 for Notre Dame. And after a false start, that's going to make it 3rd and 16, and that ball's going to go incomplete. And Auburn gets a nice stop on defense there as we hold 3-0 for Notre Dame against Auburn. So Auburn looking to move the ball again. 2nd and 2. Man, this has so far been a pretty defensive struggle. Ricky Sanders has gotten a couple big passes as Williams is able to hit Metcalf for a big gain there of 33 yards. So I guess I spoke too soon about these defense really have been squaring off against each other and really limiting these offenses as we're winding down in the first quarter, and it's a 3-0 game for Notre Dame. But Auburn's finally moving the ball. Their first few drives haven't been very good. Defensive pass interference is going to give them some extra yardage and push them further into Notre Dame territory, and they get a nice run there on first down. And then get stuffed on second. Let's see if they can get that first down, and that's going to be Gaskin going for 6 yards and getting the first down, and we're pushing into the red zone for Auburn. And this is kind of their first opportunity down here as Wayne Williams completes another one to Keenan, and they move down to the 4-yard line. And, Notre Dame's got to stiffen up here and limit them to 3 points. That's what they want to do, and they managed to do that. First two downs, not able to get anything, but then Wayne Williams finds Keenan over the middle for a 4-yard touchdown, and that's going to put Auburn up with 1:40 left in the first quarter, 7-3. So got to see if Ricky Sanders and Notre Dame can answer back and get a nice drive here. They've had some exciting things going on, but Ricky Sanders has made a few incomplete passes as he gets sacked here by Porter to push him back to 3rd and 16. And then they follow that with a penalty to get to 3rd and 19, push back, and what's Sanders going to do? He throws on the run, but he's not able to hit his receiver, and that's another incompletion. They're going to be punting deep from their territory, but that's a nice punt. 62 yards with no return. So Auburn's going to start at their own 35. Incomplete pass there, and man, it's living up to the billing. So far, it's been kind of a slogfest, really back and forth. As we finish the first quarter, Auburn leads 7-3, but they're going to have to punt on 4th and 7. So Notre Dame gets the ball back, and that's a huge return. And they get down to start this drive deep in Auburn territory, and you got to think they got to get more than just a field goal here after that big return and still in momentum. And they've got George Stewart on the outside. There's Sanders hitting Stewart, and there's nobody there for Auburn. And Stewart trots in 20 yards for a touchdown, and that's going to put Notre Dame up 10-7 on Auburn. So let's see how Auburn answers back here on offense. They start from their own 25 after a touchback. And they open it up with a complete pass to Bennett for 7 yards from Williams. Moving on to the outside, they're going to be Harms, gets only a yard. Auburn hasn't been able to run the ball extremely well today as they get stopped for another incompletion on 3rd and 1. And Notre Dame's going to get the ball back, but they're going to be deep in their own territory from the 2-yard line. Let's see how Ricky Sanders and Sargent and company can push out of there, and they do on first down. Get down to 3rd and 6 after a negative 1-yard gain, but then that's a holding penalty. So 3rd and 9, Notre Dame going to get another chance, and they get close there, but it's going to be 4th and inches, and they're going to punt it away deep in their own territory. They had a first down. It got nullified by a penalty, and then just came up short of that first down. So Auburn gets the ball back. And that's going to be Wayne Williams. Now we got Auburn with some penalties. 3rd and 16. They try to go over the middle of the fullback, and that's going to be incomplete, and they're going to have to punt. And Notre Dame is going to get the ball back again with, 8:18 left in the half. We're going Sorensen on the outside. He gets 3 yards on first down, maybe a little bit more. And then Ricky Sanders finds James McHugh for a first down, push up to the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line, and then Sanders looks for Sorensen, but he misses there, and they're going to get on the ground again with Guthrie, but that's a short gain. 3rd and 10, what's Ricky Sanders and company going to do here? Look for the tight end, but that's pass interference on Auburn, and that's going to give Notre Dame an automatic first down and push into Auburn territory. They do well on first down there. Incomplete pass, drop ball by Rodriguez. Running to the outside, are they going to be able to get it? 2 yards from Sargent, and they don't quite get it. They're going to try a field goal. 49-yarder is good for Notre Dame. They open up that lead 13-7 as we start winding down in the first half. 4:25 left. Auburn's going to get the ball back. They're going to need to answer the bell here as they get a nice return off that kickoff, but they got to turn that into points, and they haven't managed to do that very much in this game as they do finally hit Wayne Williams across the middle to Keenan, and Auburn is going to take back this lead with a touchdown. Williams to Keenan, 14-13. As we get closer to the 2-minute drill here, we got to see if Ricky Sanders is going to run that, and they're going to try and get more points here, if they're going to play it conservative. He has 2 wide open guys, and there is McHugh again, and nobody is going to catch him. Nobody on that Auburn defense was anywhere close, and Ricky Sanders hits McHugh for another long touchdown. And Notre Dame goes up 20-14 as we're really winding down here. Under 2 minutes to play. Took only one play for Notre Dame to take back that lead. And now we've had some really exciting offense after having kind of a defensive struggle for most of this first half. And now we're seeing the passing game open up as Williams hits Carter now for 41 yards down the down the right-hand side, and they're moving the ball. Auburn's moving. This is turning into a pretty exciting game here at the end of the half. You got to wonder if these teams played like they were playing in the 2-minute drill, they might have more electric offenses. As Auburn looks over the middle, and that's going to be Williams to Metcalf. And what we've seen in the last 2 minutes, that's 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of this half. So that's pretty exciting football. Notre Dame's going to get the ball back. They have under a minute to play. Are they going to keep trying to push the envelope here and push more points? Or is Auburn going to go in with a 21-20 lead? So far, this has been a really close game. It's boding well for an exciting finish in the second half as Guthrie goes for 7 yards, puts them at 3rd and 3. Ricky Sanders looks and gets that first down. And now, let's see, after that first down, they're going to have an opportunity to run another play or 2 plays. They find the fullback. Are they going to have enough time to call a timeout and get a field goal? They're going to try a really long field goal, and it's good, as Auburn's going to walk into halftime with the lead, 23-20. That had to have been like a 57, 58-yarder, that field goal, and they hit it to go into halftime with the lead 23-20 over Auburn. But Notre Dame's going to get the ball too to start it off, so they're able to push through and get that lead to close out the half, and then they're going to start with the ball. Let's see if they can push it through and expand this lead on their opening drive, as we're at 3rd and 3 here. Ricky Sanders drops back, hits his tight end, and he gets another first down on a 15-yard catch, and they're working again. So something opened up at the end of that first half for the offenses of both teams, and now Notre Dame is really exploiting that. They're moving well with their opening drive, but it does look like it's going to stall here at the 49-yard line, and they are going to have to punt, and Auburn's going to get the ball back. Let's see if they can push through and get that lead. Offsides by Notre Dame, so that's going to give them another try and first down, and that's going to be a sack by Barclay, and they're going to fumble, and it looks like Notre Dame's going to recover. So that's bad break for Auburn there, as we're in this close game. You can't give up anything, and big plays like that, fumbles deep in your own territory, are not good, as Sorensen goes for 4, and they push it to 3rd and goal. And, oh my gosh, Ricky Sanders goes for the throw, and he throws a pick in the end zone, and that's going to be returned out by Auburn to the 9-yard line. So the Auburn defense manages to turn it around and correct the mistake for that stop, as Williams looks to the outside, gets to the 20, and they open up the drive with a first down. Williams again running on the outside with his running back, and they're not able to get it, but a penalty does give Auburn an automatic first down, as Harms goes outside again for 4, and Williams drops back. He's able to hit Carter, and another first down as they're driving deep now into Notre Dame territory. Auburn is, and they are looking like they're going to get into at least field goal range, and they're just getting back-to-back completions here, really throwing the ball well on this drive. Another first down there from Williams. They run on the ground, get 3 yards, and moving the ball, we get down to a 3rd and 1 again, and they go to the outside to Gaskin for 2 yards, and that gets Auburn another first down, and we're inside the 10. 1st and goal. Complete Williams to Bennett for 9 yards, and that's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1. Tries to find Keenan again over the top in the corner of the end zone, not able to complete that pass. Tries again to Keenan. It gets broken up by Phillips, and Auburn's going to be forced to try for a field goal from the 2-yard line, and they get it 24-23. Auburn over Notre Dame. 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, as Ricky Sanders comes out, hits Rodriguez again to open this drive, and they get 6 yards. But then Sorensen's not able to get the first down. Third down, and they go to Sorensen again, but then Auburn gets an unsportsmanlike penalty to give yardage to Notre Dame. Ricky Sanders hits McHugh for 16 yards, another first down. We get inside the 40-yard line of Auburn, and now he's running on the outside. Another penalty for Auburn, or another penalty for Notre Dame, 1st and 15. But Ricky Sanders finds the outside again for another first down. And here we go to Schultz. And it looks like, Notre Dame's starting to move the ball pretty well. Gets another run by Guthrie there for 6 yards to push down to the 11. So they're 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. And they hit Haley over the middle. 2nd and 3 from the 4. And can Notre Dame get in? And they do. There's Ricky Sanders hitting McHugh for the 4-yard touchdown. And Notre Dame's going to retake this lead. You got to think they're going to go for 2, and they are, to try and expand it. And they do. They get it. So now Notre Dame goes up 31-24 on Auburn. They got the ball left. Ball back, 9 seconds left in the third quarter. And we're going to move to the fourth. Auburn on 2nd and 4. They're able to hit the outside, hit Keenan again, and he's had a big day for Auburn. A few big pass catches, and he's been clutch for them when they've needed him to be. Harms goes outside, not able to get anything, 5 yards on the second, and they get a first down. And here comes Williams again to Bennett, and Bennett gets 7 yards. Williams drops back, and he's able to, this has been an efficient drive. Notre Dame hasn't been able to stop them for any negative yardage, and Auburn just seems to be marching down the field. Another Notre Dame penalty is going to give them an automatic first down for Auburn, 1st and 5, but then they get a false start, and they get pushed back to the 10. But they get a nice pass there, and here comes Gaskin on the outside. He's going to hit 4 yards, and he's going to get pay dirt. And that's going to tie this game up. 11:34 left. Auburn, Notre Dame knotted up at 31 after the first couple games. This is really exciting to watch, and it's really hard to predict who's going to win this. It's really been a slugfest between the two teams as Sanders finds his receiver on the outside for 8 yards on first down, and then they get to 3rd and inches, not quite, and then Sargent gets stuffed by Auburn, loses 3 yards, and Notre Dame's going for it on 4th down. What was the thinking there? From their own 32, they decide to go for it, and they just give the ball back to Auburn, and that's going to be Gaskin for 10 yards, and I don't know what the thinking was there. You want to give Auburn a longer field, and I don't understand why Notre Dame decided to go for it 4th and 4 from their own 3 after getting stopped on back-to-back plays, too. It just doesn't make sense to me. So now Auburn, they're going to take back this lead 34-31, and we got 7 minutes to play. Notre Dame's got the ball back, good field position from their own 33. Pushing onto the outside, we're looking at Sorensen. He's going to go for 10 yards and a first down to open up this drive for Notre Dame. But they've got to push. They've really got to get some more points here. And I still don't understand the choice by the coach to give Auburn that short field and the lead. Pretty much automatically. They were already in field goal range. But Ricky Sanders and Notre Dame, they're doing pretty well, even though Moore kind of misses that pass there. It goes incomplete. Sanders tries to run up the middle on 2nd down. We're going to be at 3rd and 9. And Sanders isn't able. Oh, my gosh, but he had Sorensen wide open. There was nobody. Auburn brought the whole entire team on a blitz, and Sorensen not able to pick up that catch. And Notre Dame has to try for a field goal, but they miss. And Auburn is in great position. 3 minutes to play. Good field position. Their own 45. And the ball. It's not going to take much. If they can get another score here, a touchdown especially, which they're not going to. Notre Dame does manage to hold them after a penalty negates a first down for Auburn. So now Notre Dame's got another chance here, starting from their own 5-yard line. We're going to be in the 2-minute drill. So is Ricky Sanders going to be able to win this game for Notre Dame as he goes over the middle and he misses or he misses his wide receiver. But then on third down, he's able to hit the middle and hit Schultz for a first down. And after, geez, there have been a lot of penalties in this game. But Sanders hits George Stewart again on the outside, and that's going to be 19 yards. And, man, this is the stuff legend games are made of, as Ricky Sanders seems to be leading a drive here as they get another first down. He spikes the ball to stop the clock. Notre Dame only has one timeout left with 56 seconds left to play. They're going from their 50-yard line, 3rd and 10. That's going to be Ricky Sanders scrambling out of the pocket. He's able to get 6 yards, and they punt it. Oh, no, they kick a field goal to tie it up. 60-yarder for Notre Dame, and they tie it up. I thought they were punting. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would they punt right there? But they didn't, and that's a field goal, so that ties it up. 38 seconds. Auburn's going to have a chance to maybe get into field goal range and win this game as they have all their timeouts, and they do. They hit Metcalf. Williams on the outside to Metcalf for 31 yards, and they're just going to kick that field goal, and they get it. They get it. 37-34, Auburn over Notre Dame. Only 13 seconds left. And unless Ricky Sanders can get a big bomb here, I got to imagine that this is going to do it. And it gets broken up by Hogg. And that's going to do it for Notre Dame. They make, I think, a huge mistake going for it on 4th down from their own 32. They needed to go for it later, in my opinion. They needed to go for it when they were on that 3rd and 3. Instead of giving Auburn the ball back, they had to kick that field goal. So if they didn't need to kick that field goal to tie the game up and give Auburn the ball back, I got to think that Notre Dame goes for it in a tie game in Auburn territory. You know, they were deep. That was a long field goal, and Notre Dame's kicker was able to hit a 60-yarder, which is a big kick. Lots of big plays in this game, but Auburn answers back. Williams and company, they have a good drive. They managed to get back down into Notre Dame territory and kick a field goal to win it with 7 seconds left in the game. And what an exciting brand of football that this game was, especially after the first two disappointing games in terms of competitiveness. But Auburn's going to move on. They're going to face FSU in the next round. Congrats to them, and congrats to all the teams that made the playoffs. Bummer to see Notre Dame drop one. They really were excited to be here, and they've picked it up, and they haven't been in the playoffs in a while. But now we've got 3 teams in the Final Four that have all won championships in this in this sim. So Auburn has 3 championships, Utah has 3 championships, and FSU has a championship. And so now we're facing off the next game, Baylor versus Virginia. And Baylor won the championship. They won their first championship last year. They managed to pull this one off. We're not going to have any newcomers into the championship conversation in the Final Four if Baylor's able to pull one off on Virginia. So good game here, Auburn versus Notre Dame, and I'm really excited for this Baylor Jamie Fields versus Daniel Kelso. Really exciting, 2 exciting prospects that everyone expects are going to be among the top picks in the draft. And Baylor looking to defend their title coming into these playoffs after a disappointing loss in their conference championship. But we'll have them up next in another 5-minute break real quick here, and then I'll post up this next game. But, man, really exciting game and really disappointing loss for Notre Dame. But, man, that was an exciting game to watch, and I look forward to checking out the rest of them.